The ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city.
Hello, my lovelies, my wonderful family. Mavereo, my blessing. Daddy of the house is here.
Yeah. Our viewers, I want to thank all of you for taking your time out wherever you are. We appreciate your coming to listen to us. You are the reason why we are here.
Yes.
And I thank all of you for coming over to listen to what we have to say about our dear state. We love our dear state so much the way you love our dear state. So we're all working together to ensure that we move this state forward. Thank you.
Awesi, Daddy has spoken. So over the week, my dear, you guys are very, very acquainted with what is going on. Everybody now, my economy here, Lagos, Edo, especially Benin City, has been on fire. But thank God, today, I don't know the update right now, but they said they've been driven out of court. The lions and the tigers have been driven out of court. It was Heria Mama. I'm seeing Sonny Demi, Obaze David, Wabokian, Peter, Wayarene, Mama Wadume Mania, no Toma Amu. Peter Ledo, Peter not do me ben. Patrick Kusamefo, I see you, I cite you. Oh yeah, what you want in a Gamayo. So we know what's been going on since this the beginning of this week. Please share the program, Abeg Wala. Share this program. The good people of Edo State, they cannot drive us away from our land. It is our land. It has to be inclusive. So sure, the good ones here were so some set of people trying to make you less Edolite than you are. You might understand they cannot carry. I can make government today. As one win, as one lose. But this one has taken a different shape, and we don't know. But by God's grace, I swear we reclaim his mandate. Freedom. Edwin, I see you, gentle way. Oh yeah, Daddy, there is something really, really disturbing. To me.
Yeah.
Because I can link it to when we had that election, and again right now. So let me show the video, then I will expatiate on how I feel. Okay.
No way. You brought private security to come and intimidate the sitting government. May work because you
security agency. Any other one is a counterfeit. If the police cannot do their job, we will resort to self-help. We will resort to self-help. Ask for brought security to come and intimidate us.
You see, the problem is that we don't search convoy and enter. You understand me?
Hey, come here.
Come, people are serious.
Okay, she go.
You don't right
Oh, Jesus Christ. Guys, I think you've seen the video, or if you want me to show it again, I don't have a problem. But there is something there, no linking to the my people, Peter Ledo, Fetiasa, Richard Omogbe, I see you, gentle way, Wawose, Obangbe doing. Please call for more, because I'm packing no me news now. So what I'm saying, sir, you remember during the election, the circle, when the IGP came to Benin City, Edo State, and the security outfits were banned. You remember?
I remember that.
Yes. He said he doesn't want any security outfit, that the police will carry out their job. Honestly, they're going to do this and that and that. At the end of the day, we saw Sharif. At the end of the day, we saw that police, now they have turned to a bododon. They just stay by while mayhem. They look away while mayhem is taking, place. APC did the unthinkable in connivance with the police, INEC, and whosoever was, that had a hand in that election malpractice. Now, I swear, the police cannot be trusted anymore. I swear needs some security somehow, because they want to go for his head. They want to make sure he doesn't exist anymore because he's contesting his mandate. So Aswe now needs security and cannot trust Nigerian police to do it for him the way he would love it. So he hired the private security. Now my question is, why is it that every time they see any private security or whatever, it intimidates them? Why? Why is that happening? Look at non-stakeholders. Non-stakeholders in court. This is the lowest we have gone. This is the lowest we can ever. Because now understand why that is my point. Why are they so? Why is it a problem for the non-stakeholder actors to be intimidated when Aswe has his private security?
First of all, I would say that the activities of APC is totally egregious. It's unacceptable in any society, irrespective of how they try to turn Edo State into the new Haiti. Is unacceptable.
Okay.
I want to link what you said about the Inspector General of Police. Egbetokun.
Yeah,
Not only the Inspector General of Police in Nigeria. In recent times, the institutions in Nigeria lack trust. There's a lot of trust deficit between the people of Nigeria and all institutions, all, not one.
Okay.
All institutions. So when you look at it, Egbetokun coming to say, I mean, in this part of the world, we say talk is cheap. Came, he said they were going to do XYZ and left. What he did was to create an avenue to enable the barbarians of his political party. Because if you look at today, I said of his political party, that is Egbetokun's political party. Because the police in Nigeria today is clearly, it's obvious, is a branch of, is the militant wing of APC.
It is.
So they paved that way. Because before the election, there was law and order in Edo State. There was peace and tranquility in Edo State. There was harmony in Edo State. So soon he came and he threw he threw a spanner in the wheel of progress and movement in Edo State. First of all, he destabilized Edo State in order to enable them to win, not to win, to rig the election. After the elections were rigged, so these barbarians were let loose in the state, in Edo State, and this is what we are seeing today, where, it's total anarchy. As of yesterday in Benin City, these are video that, I don't have any video to that, but my people are telling me that there was these drivers in Benin City. There was a strike in Benin City. They don't want to pick passengers up anymore.
Tired of being dinged.
Yeah, intimidation is one of the problems. Then secondly, the money they pay from point A to point B to carry people from point A to point B. Then when you are going from B to C, then you pay another money, another. So they were just tired. So, but before this time, we've never seen any demonstration in recent times when Obaseki was the governor of Edo State. But it's like they threw the state into chaos in order for them to be able to perpetrate evil.
Okay.
I will say I am not surprised. Permit me to quickly say this. This, in 1960, for those who follow the politics of Nigeria
and the history
of Nigeria, there was Action Group AG, and there was NCNC. NCNC later metamorphosed into a national party of Nigeria. Action Group was just a regional party. It was a Western, in 1960, as of 1960, even Edo State was part of the Western region.
Yes, I think we're Midwestern.
No, as of 1960, it was Western region.
Okay.
In 1963, Midwestern region was born out of Western region.
Yes,
because
yes,
the people of Edo State, Edo and Delta, that later become Bender State, they couldn't stomach the idea and the ways and manner that Western region were able to carry, the way they carried out their politicking. So in 1963, Midwestern region was born. It metamorphosed into Bender State, then later split into two as Edo State and Delta State. So if you remember, if you go and read the history, it was Action Group. If you are not a member of Action Group, because I'm talking about today, in those days there were mud houses. There were houses that were built with bamboo. If you are not a member of Action Group, they will go at night, they will go and put fire in your house and burn the house to ashes. I'm not making it up.
No, it's not there in history.
Yeah, for those who want to go back and read the history of Action Group. So I just laid a quick background because I don't have the time to go through all that. Then remember, in the Second Republic, we had UPN, Unity Party of Nigeria, led by Obafemi Awolowo, who was the same leader of Action Group, and NPN. NPN metamorphosed into a national party. So NPN was an offshoot of NCNC.
Aha, you remind me.
So now UPN, we had Ambrosali, a very fine gentleman from Edo State. He won in Edo State and all that, promised free education and all that. He did excellently well. Who was the then governor of Lagos State? Lateef Jakonde, I think. Did excellently well. But there is that blood, that Action Group that metamorphosed into UPN. That blood was still there. So in Ondo State, yes, in Ondo State, we saw what happened. I don't want to go too far too back so that I can come to today. Then in this 1999 dispensation, that same Action Group that became UPN metamorphosed into ACN. So it's the same Action Group that you saw then that was ACN. It was ACN and CPC that now joined together, and some other small political, mushroom political parties. They came together, and that became what? APC. So you see the link of that Action Group, how they were putting fire in people's houses and all the things they were doing then. Thank you. Now, if you look at even the today APC, it is the ACN that is ruling today. Yes. So when Buhari was the president of Nigeria, he used the CPC section of APC to rule Nigeria. So it was CPC that was ruling Nigeria at that time.
Not our Nigerian constitution.
So these are people these are regional leaders. When you look at Buhari is a regional, because that's why he couldn't win election. So this marriage, this first marriage that came together, so trying to form a national party. So Buhari ruled from his point as CPC. When the city boy came in now, he went back to his old Action Group. That's the UPN. And this is the most militarized political party. When Jagaban lost Lagos in the presidential election, we saw how the issue of Mama Chukwudi came up. If you look like an Igbo man, they don't want you to go and vote.
No, you cannot vote. Just your face.
Then that again, we saw the Mondokbebolo administration. Who was his first visitor? MC Oluomo. What is MC Oluomo known for? He's an Agbero.
Agree.
So most likely he came to remind them that this is who we are. This is the political party that we are in. Then today, I am not surprised. What is the essence of MC Oluomo coming to Edo State?
To militarize their party.
Exactly. I can assure you today that if we still had mud houses that were built with bamboo, I tell you honestly, they would have set all of them ablaze as far as they suspected that individual is PDP. So this is where we are, and this is who we are. And when a lot of us, we decided to pitch tent with Aswan Ighodalo, some of us were able to understand that when you give action group that opportunity, they can't, I mean, if we go back again in history, we are here in Canada. Those of us who are in a parliamentary democracy, we understand more than people that has always been exposed to a presidential system of government. Last election in Canada, Trudeau did not get up to 50%. So he decided to go and team up with Jagmeet Singh.
With Jagmeet.
When Nnamdi Azikiwe got the highest vote in 1960 to rule Nigeria in a parliamentary democracy, he knew that Action Group was a deadly political party. He chose not to pitch tent with them. Instead, he went with the Southerner of Sokoto. Then so because I think in his wisdom, working with this so militarized political party that is capable of causing mayhem was not the best. He decided to go and pitch tent with those that are, calm, that he could work with.
So this history keeps lingering.
Exactly.
You have to be like this to survive in that party.
Yes. And I don't APC cannot be a national party. Again, if you look at it, NCNC, that political party of that time, became NPN, became PDP. It's the same people that are coming. You will see how, you could see that these are people who are not they are not militarized.
They are very calculated.
And they have been able to agglomerate a good number of people who are smart, rather than
they are very endearing, sir. They are
exactly. So that's where we are today. That's my response to all this. But again, there is no single individual that is indispensable.
Yes, they think they are infallible, though.
Yes. So when I look at the people today, are they sane? I look at some of the characters. I understand that because I read it in government. It says, I can't remember who made that statement. He said power corrupts.
And absolute power corrupts.
Absolutely. So when these people begin to arrogate to themselves power that they don't have, and I said it in one of these programs the other day, I said no single individual can say I have power. No, you have to draw power from somewhere, and that power is drawn from the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is the ground norm of every laws. Have whatever law. For example, we decide on our own and say we want to form our own meeting and so on. It has to conform with that ground norm. But when you look at the activities of this APC in Edo State in recent times, you begin to wonder: are they living in Nigeria? Are they above the law? Are they really living in this sovereign state? Because we have to also, I know they don't know. They have to understand what is the meaning of sovereign. The sovereignty of Nigeria. If they are under the sovereignty of Nigeria, then the constitution of the country should be respected at all times. But when they begin to act, I heard someone in that video saying that they will take laws into their hands.
Yeah, they will resort to self-help. What have you been doing?
So they want to resort to
self-help all the way.
So he technically is asking for anarchy.
They've always been asking for anarchy. That's the problem. And this anarchy is what that's the loophole they want to find now. Using that leverage to go destroy the court, take because LGBT now why problem here now.
Look, it's just unfortunate that the same APC, we are having I personally have a lot of issues with the way they carry on their activities. Let me draw another analogy. When Philip Shaibu, the court in Abuja, I think it was the Federal High Court in Abuja, reinstated him as the deputy governor. Remember, there was also, it was not the Supreme Court. Therefore, there could still be an appeal to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And in law, before you, or the day you signify that you are going to appeal, status quo should be maintained. This man came from Abuja with thugs around him. He said he wants to enforce. That is the reason why Liboros Ushoma, I have not even he said he's a constitutional lawyer. I understand that anybody can give themselves title. He said it was a declarative judgment. And if this shared video and
anywhere the left is,
if it's a declarative judgment. In 1772, Justice Mansfield declared in a celebrated judgment that slavery was unconstitutional. That was a declarative judgment, but it did not translate to every slave owners telling their slaves to just walk away instantly. It was a declarative judgment. You still have to go through some process. So now we saw one declarative judgment in Abuja. An individual came to Benin City and said he wants to enforce the law. That is anarchy. You and I, we have a house. For example, if you want to even move your tenant, you want to tell your tenant to leave, you go to court and you win. You cannot just walk to the tenant and say, oh, you have to leave here today. You have to leave right now. Take all these things and throw them out. It's never done. So we all have to understand that there are laws, there are rules and regulations. So we all have to learn how to begin to follow rules and regulations. Shaibu came and some people were taking side with him. In the process, a police officer was killed. The police commissioner in Edo State said he wants to investigate how it happened. The next thing that happened is that police commissioner was transferred. So they transferred that police commissioner and they brought us this one that I don't know whether he knows his left from his right. As a police officer, you have to know the law of the land. You cannot just be a police officer. Like the one of a blessing Agbomere, who put on police uniform and he was embarrassing the Edo people, and nothing was done to him. We've not heard that he's been in jail. Okay, then we started hearing some technical words of why you should be able to wear police uniform. That has been done. Then this man who made this, who is asking for anarchy in Edo State, that he wants to resort to self-help. He was made to be the chairman of asset recovery. He's the chairman of asset recovery committee also. And what does that mean? Asset recovery committee, there are processes. But this is the same individual who's been walking around Edo State, beating up people, taking up their vehicle, and on and on and on. It's all brigandage. That is not how, if you are a chairman of asset recovery committee, what do? You go into the books and see who are the people in the past government. I don't think the past government bought vehicles and was just like Oshomole did while he was leaving. He was just giving these vehicles to a whole lot of people in Benin City, especially traditional rulers and all that. He was just giving these vehicles out. So, but in the case of Obaseki, these things were properly documented. So I expect that the transition committee at that time, this chairman of Asset Recovery Commission, should go through the transition committee or people who are in. I mean, these things are properly documented. So this idea of you just say they made you chairman of what? And these are people who cannot even write their names. How can they be made to be chairman of a committee? These are people who cannot write their names. So the direction, the way we are going in Edo State. If you remember, Dennis Osadebe was from the then Midwestern region. The state of Ambrose Ali, Governor Osaibovo Bemudia, and many more. Edo State has produced a lot of intelligent people. For us to condescend to, because I have always spoken about this man that is called the governor of Edo State, Mondo Bebulo. He can't speak. He doesn't know money. He said 800 million has been. This is a man who does not know the difference between hundreds, thousands, millions, and billions. So now he says 800 million is missing. How are we sure he knows he does not know figure? So it is so unfortunate that this same APC, this same action group people, and Edo State can never be an action group state. No, we rejected it in 1960. We are still rejecting it tomorrow. When you look at Ambrose Ali losing the election to Ogbemudia at that time, it's still about that same action group mentality. Edo State is not an APC state.
No.
It cannot be an APC state. Edo State is that old NCNC. If you hear, for those who are from Edo State, who've been in politics at one point or the other, you may have heard about a socio-cultural group of the Edo people called the Osokwikan and Asigidi. Those are the people who own the NCNC in Edo State as at that time. And those things are still there. Mm-hmm. Edo State cannot be an action group state, cannot be a UPA state. When you look at the Asaba, the other side now, which is Delta State, the same thing. We have resented this political party way back then. And again, this idea of we not wanting to be part of that old Western region, which climaxed in 1963, that led to the birth of Midwestern region, that became Bende State. That same thing is more or less like an ideology. We not be Yoruba people. Yoruba people not be our enemy.
I don't know the Lagos.
We cannot be Lagos. So we are a different people altogether. So we have worked with them fine. If you know carefully, look at it. There's Akoko Edo local government in Edo State. Then there's Akoko local government on the other side of the border of Ondo State. We have coexisted with each other for a very long time. We don't hate them, but when it comes to political ideas, no matter how the lions and tigers of Edo State, we want to impose this political party action group that burnt houses. Is more or less like an ideology. I don't want to take side with evil. The reason it's been extremely difficult to fight these Boko Haram, ISIS, and all these people is because it is more or less like an ideological inclination. Mm-hmm. So the fact that I, as an Edo man, make me the governor of Edo State under APC, I will say thank you very much. I don't want it. Because I cannot function under brigandage. This idea of action group of 1960, of burning people's house. My father told me how once they suspect that you are NCNC, then they come to your house at night and they light up your house. Arson.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my people. I am echoing. Oh my God. We try and move up. Oh, shoot. Imagine, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I can hear you.
135, and I only have how many likes? 22. My dear people, do what you like. Please, can you press the like button before we go on? I don't finish. Press the like button. Press the like button. Oh, let me. My sister is here next to Obasege. Our very ego like. Where you do? Thank you for coming in my show. Oh wait, let's press the like button. Next thing, thank you. You're welcome. Ero Gladys, thank you so much. Baba Anthony, Reva, Twale. Isere Destiny, thank you so much. Matthew, So now, I can pick you up 1 second. If you want to enjoy our program, this is my
yeah. You see, these are the these are the problems. These are the people that we. These are the problems of Edo State. You know, the reason is this: he's talking about MOU. What is MOU?
MOU brought a lot of things.
Yeah, Elvis Odaro, do you have a business? So when you go into business, do you have a memorandum of understanding, or you don't have a do you discuss your business? Do you just wake up in the morning like you are going to go and sell akara? Even when you are going to go and sell akara, you should have the mental understanding that if you bake too much beans, yeah, because if there's too much beans, you will bring your akara back home. You have to understand that the number of people coming to buy from you do some calculations. Otherwise, you don't just go and start. Maybe you go and buy a whole bag of beans. You go through the process, and akara is everywhere when you only have a very small number of people. So these are the people like Elvis Odaro. These are the problems that we are having in Edo State. Talking about MOU. What is MOU? Memorandum of Understanding. So if you're truly a businessman, because you look at it, look at the budget that came in. So the budget that came in, this what was his name? Monday Pewolo, that was not born on Monday. He could not even read budget. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand what budget is all about. So he doesn't understand what MOU is. And these are his supporters. So is Edo State better off today? Maybe by the time they give you 1 or 2, you make some 5 naira. These are the kind of people they give about 30,000 to 1. You sell your vote. And at the end of the day, probably for 4 years, it's less than 70 naira a day.
You know, these guys are very irritating. So they don't even try at all to make people, you know, they don't even try to be pleasing to the eyes of people. All they do is bewa. We don't want that. Odaro, see, I think that you like our platform because they can learn, you know.
Exactly.
And I'm giving you that chance to stay here. But one more nonsense word from you, I'll kick you out. I'm meaning you. Wow.
You know the problem with these people, these Okpebolo's support, majority of them. Look at him. His name is Elvis Odaro, suggesting that he's a Benin man. But he could not spell Obaseki. He could not spell Obaseki.
Why?
So we are here having some serious discussion, not for some people who didn't.
One more word. Sit down and listen so you can learn. But if you don't want to learn, I'll put you out. Don't disturb me again. Please, guys, can you press the like button? Press the like button. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I see Dr. Yeo. They can over here doing my hair. Let's see what my brother. Dr. Sally Gray, I see you here. Domo. So let's keep going. I don't say this echo. You might even aware here. Why do you allow?
Let me suggest to you, if you have your phone on, then maybe see if
all my phones are muted.
Oh, okay,
all
great.
When I'm on the show, I mute them because this call coming.
Okay. Great. Maybe technical issues here and there. So, if you don't have anything for now, I want to quickly jump to one of those things that I want to talk about.
Okay, sir. Look, before you run along, there's PDP they are trading blames now over Mania Secretariat. It might do only because I have the story, I have done it. I don't want to repeat it here. Guys, watch my short video forever. You have anything to say? Because I have.
You know, the secretariat in question, I have been there. You know, there was a time. There was this Aslam Ujizwa led part of APC.
They had a faction
that came and joined PDP once when Governor Baseki left and he went to PDP. again, I would be very naive to even believe APC. They should prove me wrong. One time APC have proven me wrong. There's this guy who was at the National Assembly, and he was just blabbing. So I was thinking it was APC too. So, but eventually I found out he was a PDP member. That's when I said, okay, fine. Our leadership recruitment, that is supposed to be one of the major ideas of our political party, is completely in shambles. So back to the issue here. I will not believe APC. And do they have, without conceding, let us assume here, I'm not conceding that it's for APC. Let us assume that even if APC, they have the right of ownership. That is what I am against. If they have right of ownership of that place, you don't take talks and go and that, because I made mention that even if you have your own house, you have a tenant, and suddenly the court has given you judgment, you want to take over your house. What do? You go to that section of court where you have bailiff. And there are some cases, they will even provide you with security men. You go to the place and they will evict the occupant. And that's how court judgments are not implemented by any individual. It is implemented by court. Let us assume now that without conceding that it is for APC, that this place secretariat is for APC. So if you want to come and take over it, do you go with Agbero and start beating people, stealing properties that you come and meet there?
No.
Because this lawlessness, because that's the reason why I went back to talk about Shaibu. He came back from Lagos and he said he wants to implement. You don't implement court judgment by yourself. It's never done. In one of these programs, I said, we are already in a banana republic. So you just wake up in the morning, you carry talks, you go there and beat people and tell them, oh, I'm the... You know what? This individual...
But anyway, we now know the truth about the secretariat. Because it was when Oshomole had the passion and then they left. He went to court. And the court granted them that request. They left. Right now, way of all buildings in the city, just to create chaos. Look at how the chairman was, it just dragged out. You know why push everyone who cannot do it, talk of them. I don't know.
What these people are
animals. We are not living with animals. We are humans. There has to be some sense of decorum.
You see, when you see a chairman of a political party acting like an imbecile in a public space, it's so unfortunate. You take talks, and some few police officers in Edo State, they've been reduced to onlookers. They just stand and watch.
Right now,
they watch and see people committing crime and behaving in
you see police officers begging us, it's not you, it's okay now, police officer telling.
So you see, these people should not begin. Yeah, if you guys are angry with Obaseki and you are taking laws into your hand, you go into a place. We all know what so you go there and you sack people out with. Why not go to court? Even when we have land dispute in Edo State, for those people who have had that opportunity to witness it firsthand, you see that the court will come and use a bailiff to come and take over whatever is at stake. So I have never seen a case where one individual or some group of people, we won't come take her. So we just go there and just start acting like imbeciles, barbarians.
Exactly. Go on with your
So
thought.
he should not at any, this should not be tolerated in our society. It's unacceptable. Even if the rank says that is for APC, please, APC, go to the court. There are procedures for that. Go to the court, file your papers, and they will also send the PDP, send them papers to show that, hey, you come to court. Once it's adjudicated, the property, as far as I understand, is not for APC nor PDP. So whoever is there is a tenant.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, whoever is there, whether it's APC or it's PDP, it's a tenant. So
keeping it for this long.
Exactly. So go to court, iron these things out.
And most of all now, what are they fighting over, sir?
No, it's about.
You said you won. Okay, we hear you. Let's go and do it in court.
When you see the likes of people like Adams Oshomole, what do you expect? Say that man who's a grandfather. I don't know, but his age suggests so. That man who is a grandfather, he came to Edo State when he made a popular remark about eye mark and ear mark. That from that moment forward, Mondokbewolo is going to be eye mark, not ear mark. This same man came to Edo State and told Bebolo that local government chairmen, they are subordinate to the governor. 2 days after, he went to the National Assembly and said that if a local government chairman can sack, if the state governor can sack local government chairman, therefore, they in the Senate can also be sacked one day. So you begin to wonder that these people, you begin to wonder what is going through their thought process.
I think Edwin is saying when the appeal court gave judgment in favor of relocation of the secretariat from Airport Road to Ihiwisi Street off Airport Road. The court papers are there. You know what? APC keep forgetting that history and internet never lie.
Exactly.
Sorry.
These people.
The court papers are there.
Yeah. These people and their supporters, they have selective amnesia. They don't remember. They don't have that. They don't have the ability to remember. But they will always remember and say some 14 members of
the House of Assembly
were not sworn in. And these 14, they forgot that
these are send themselves up for swearing in.
Exactly. They want to count themselves up in Abuja.
They were voted for in Benin City, Edo State, not in Abuja. They were
exactly
with their paymaster Shomole. I just want to say this before you move on, sir. You see this Shomole now that is orchestrating all this problem for Edo State, for Benin City, using Benin blood to fight Benin blood. Are you still there?
Yeah.
This Shomole had a problem with the election process. And his likes, fought for him in court to regain mandates. When he was going to court to regain mandate, they fight. PDP did not fight him. There was no casualty. There was no hanky-panky. He went to court and he regained that mandate through the help of this man. He's fighting tooth and nail. Oriel is the one orchestrating all this. Now, this man now is asking, seeking redress in court, and see, they are fighting him. I know they don't have sense of reason, but I'm just saying, I'm pained.
Yeah, this issue of court tribunal, this is not the first time it's happening in our state. Do you remember General Charles Ariari? When he lost the election to Shomole, he went to court. At that time, because because today, when Oshomole thinks that he owns Nigeria, he owns Edo State, and all the paraphernalia of security that is in Edo State, why won't he behave like Emperor Jimbede Bokassa, or Idi Amin of Uganda, or Seseseko of Zaire, he would definitely act like that because he thinks that all the security apparatus in Nigeria, they are in his pocket. You see, for me, there are two ways you will know any human being that is humble. One, when a human being has some money that he does not expect, you will know whether he's humble or not humble. Then when you give human being power, that's when you will know whether this individual is humble or not humble. So when Oshomole has tasted power, he has seen power, there's absolutely no way he would have gone against General Charles Ariabe when Jonathan was the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There's absolutely no way that he would start fighting people around. And when he was in power, he enjoyed the true democracy. When Jonathan said he doesn't want to interfere into it. In his first coming, it was Yar'Adua that said, if he is the winner, give it to him.
Yes, that man was a true Democrat. May he still rest in peace.
So when his father from Lagos is now the president of the Federal Republic, then he wants to light his state up. If you are not an APC person, then they want to fight anybody.
Yeah, Monday, let's say that the FG is the problem of the problem. Where because it is the lifestyle of the government in Lagos governor, the police, and boy to FG, of course. You said Otomole needs to come out and speak the truth about the secretariat. It doesn't need to. The truth is out there. History is there, internet is there. Internet doesn't lie. The truth is that when you put the secretariat out of Airport Road, so even with this, whether it comes out or not, there's no truth in his mouth. We know the truth. You and I, we know the truth. I don't think they just want to be.
Again, I will say it subtly, without conceding. Let us look at the denominator here. The denominator here is that building is not for APC.
Okay.
It's not also for PDP. I'm not conceding. Even if PDP is illegally occupying there, is it the court that went there to sack them out? The answer is no.
They left, though.
It's unacceptable.
Left. So PDP now retain the penalty agreement.
Exactly.
So, what?
So now, I mean, he wants to see. Again, I used the word I said I don't take side with evil, but let us the world understand when you talk about Boko Haram, when you talk about ISIS and all that, these are ideological principles in people. The only way you can really make sure that these ideas are fought, you have to fight ideas with ideas. You don't fight ideas with power and guns. If Edo State don't want an APC people, if you fight from here till tomorrow, power is transient. After a while, these people will be out of office.
Yes.
And those people, we always remember, like I am talking about Dennis Usadebe, I can talk about Ukotiebo, I can talk about Ugbemudia and Busali. We're still talking about them. So these are things that are embedded in the brains of we the Edo people. So Oshomole will die one day. Edo State will live on, and we will hand Edo State over to our children.
Let him adore.
So this idea, when we wake up in the morning, we have a way of doing things. We have our own ways of doing things. You cannot come overnight and you say you want to fight us to submission for one day. When you use one or two Edo people and all that, you take a horse whip, you go to local government secretariat, you want to beat everybody to submission. You can beat everybody to submission one day or 2 days, but there are many more days ahead. So these are ideology. And if these people had, look at it, when Obaseki left power, Edo State was running smoothly. Even when they destabilized Edo State, it was still moving smoothly until we had this man who lacks capacity, who cannot be a school headmaster. not to talk of his school principal, until he took over Edo State, started working to UBTH. He's gone to not UBTH. He went to Stella Obasanjo and said, "Oh, see, the area of Obaseki didn't do it well." Can he come today now and tell us that? It's 2 months. It's been 2 months I've been there. Look at it. When I came, this is what it was. Now, yes, I have fixed it. When Obaseki was there were a number of people. These were the things that like for example, these taxi drivers. When Obaseki was there, maybe they were paying hypothetically say 500 naira. Now I brought it back to 400. You know, those state city bus and all that. I'm making it known to everybody that today those areas that did not vote, it was clear. Some areas in Orion local government where he didn't get any vote. Those buses, they don't ply those routes anymore. You can't beat people to submission. It's unacceptable.
Thank you so much, my people. If I haven't called your name, please shout me out. Ero Gladys, go here. Listen, thank you. Abai, thank you. Welcome. Peculiar Alile, welcome. Ero Gladys, telling hi. Obokia, Serenity, Austin, Alaren, Obokia, West. Please, if you haven't liked the clip, please can you put a like for me? We are like 160. Let me see what this feel like. I beg, man. Voila. Okay, sir. So moving on, we're leaving soon, right? Yeah, you have your something to tell us.
I didn't hear that. Could you repeat that, please?
So moving on.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So another thing that I also want to talk about is this. You see, when let us go back and look at our constitution properly, because these APC thugs that have become law enforcers is unacceptable. It cannot work. We cannot build a society like that. In a democracy, we have to decide as a people: do we really want democracy or we don't want democracy? Just like the INEC chair, the INEC chairman
that we have, APC is the one. They are the one throwing everything upside down.
Yeah, the INEC chairman says he wants money to conduct election. If you know you cannot conduct election, you can stay in your place and use your professors. You see how INEC has reduced Nigerian professors to kindergartens who cannot even read figures. We've seen it all over. So we are in a democracy, and in a democracy, Asue Ighodalo is not supposed to pay or hire private security. In a democracy, the norm.
We have a choice right now.
In a democracy, the norm is for Monday Okpebholo to provide security for Asue Ighodalo. The norm is for him, is incumbent upon him to provide security for this man, because we are not Monday Okpebholo, Edo State, Osalodebe Avenue. It's not his property. It's not my property. It's not for Asue Ighodalo. That is the state. That's the office of the governor. When not only for Asue Ighodalo, all the contestants, all the people who contested the election, it is his duty to provide security for all of them. It's like, and if he loses, go out there, you hug him. That's how it should be. That's democracy. Democracy is not about Agbero. It's not about brigandage. It's not about who has more guns that are hidden somewhere. It's not about that. If we share this video and it gets to Monday Okpebholo, I want you to understand that it is duty bound on you to provide security for all the contestants. And
now, I think from when they were picked in their primaries as they emerged as the candidate, right?
Yes.
They were supposed to be provided that security till now and after now until the case is over.
It's over.
So why are they not providing?
Yes. At that time, it was Obaseki that was the incumbent governor. He was providing security for everybody.
Yes.
And again, go and look at the Nigerian constitution. The primary objective of governance is to provide security, not only to contestants, to every person in the society and the welfare of the people. These are the two primary responsibilities that were stated in the 1999 Constitution as amended. So this idea that, yes, people might call it slip of tongue, you told that those state people, you were going to provide them with insecurity, and insecurity you are actually providing the people. Those people cannot afford to begin to live in fear.
Yes.
People living from going from point A to point B, they are afraid of being attacked. And we have these APC thugs, they are everywhere. Even when no one is, even people are speaking, we are speaking, he doesn't want to listen.
No.
But he has to understand that. Yes.
But we haven't resorted to self-help. We haven't.
Yeah. I made mention of SL Akintola and Obafemi Awolowo way back in the 60s. When Obafemi Awolowo was the premier of Western Region, he made a law. And that law, he said, the wife of the premier was entitled, I think it was 3 or 4 pence of every Coca-Cola that was sold. He said the wife, that's how the law was crafted, the wife of the governor. He didn't say the wife of Obafemi Awolowo. So when he left office and SL Akintola became governor, so SL Akintola said, it is the wife of the governor. So whoever occupies this office, so I want to tell Mondokbewolo that this office is an office that should be respected.
Yeah, I know why APC office,
So this is not for APC.
I don't understand.
APC will come and go, PDP will come and go, everybody will come and go. That office will remain.
He doesn't even want to see anybody. No, if you're not APC, you cannot be in that cabinet.
Exactly.
You cannot be working under him. No, you have to be an APC member.
And I also said the other day, and I said, Mondokbewolo, power is not drawn from you. You don't have any power. The power that you enjoy is drawn from the Constitution of the Federal Republic. And you took an oath that you will obey that Constitution. The Constitution did not mandate you to ensure that APC thugs are the new police in Edo State, while our police officers have been reduced to passers-by and onlookers. So
it's
this
not
is
scam, people. Education is not scam.
Yeah.
It's not scam.
So this is governance. When APC and this, when ACN and CPC, they all merged together, they wanted power. But it's going to 9 years now. It's going to 10 years now. What have they done with power? They told us from the beginning, they said they were going to make $1 to become $1. They told us so many sweet stories. And this idea of not respecting rules and regulation, there must be an end to it. You go to people's houses or wherever their offices and say, oh, this.
Beat them up.
Yeah, no. Look, if you remember, when Buhari won election and was being sworn in to be the president in 2019, I think it was 2019. Oshomole could not respect protocol. There was a lot of backlash. Where the chief of army staff was supposed to stay, because he feels, this is how you know people who want power so much. This man left where he was, he came and he stood in the position of where the chief of army staff was going to stay, because you are the chairman of APC. There's procedure. There are areas where you can function. Someone cannot call me today and say I should come and function as a medical doctor. I will fail woefully. I'm not one.
Yeah, of course.
So there are procedures. APC should begin to learn how. I know they will be in Nigeria, they will be there, but they have to begin to learn how to obey rules and regulations and follow procedure. This idea of somebody came up fourth in an election, you push him forward, he became a governor of Imo State. Is an APC idea. We cannot, those things cannot be, we cannot degenerate to that point where no rules and regulation. Somebody called the chairman of asset recovery, you go there, you just go there, beat the people up and say this one is this. No. The courts are there. The courts are there for a reason.
They don't even understand.
Even if you have a land dispute with someone in Edo State, if you have a land dispute, you don't beat the other person to stupor because you are able to beat the person and say, oh, I'm the owner. No. What do? You approach the court or you approach the community and people will wade in and begin to say, okay, fine. That's how things are done.
Yes.
So that's that's my take on that.
We're wrapping up soon. Eric, my son is here.
Okay,
so
great guy.
Eric to the floor. Eric is the reason why Okoro submit his evidence to the court, because Eric go block the way. Eric, welcome, my son. I like you.
He's a great guy. Yeah. I appreciate you, Eric.
Because he nothing they just see evidence, they don't fight.
Yeah.
So that's what yesterday was, to make sure they pull the court down. Then he had a benefit. A judge from where we don't have any evidence to put our hands on who will win.
That's exactly what he did to his certificate. When I'm fired up the Ministry of Education at that time. You remember when? Yeah.
That's true. So moving on, what is your advice for? Because I would think that they should move the court to another location. I don't know if it's safe. APC can sponsor their non-state actors too.
Yeah, it's a good idea that it's a good idea that moving the tribunal out of Edo State. But again, if it is moved to another APC state, APC is APC. So they will link up with their other APC brother and they'll begin to commit havoc. That's my thinking.
So does that mean that Tinubu leaves office? I don't know how it's going to be. We will not have any peace,
the fact is that there's no individual that has monopoly of violence. You know the reason why we see all what we are seeing today? Because to an extent, the PDP and supporters have been advocating for peace and good governance.
Yes.
So, but they should not take it for granted as the APC. How many people are we really seeing there that are causing all this havoc? Some people from the certain quarters in Benin City. That's all that we see there. And they can move the sittings out of that particular place. And another thing is that we just got a new police commissioner that is coming up in Edo State. A lady. So if you look at the trajectory, in 3 months, within a 3 month period thereabout, we are having, this is going to be the third police commissioner. The current one that we are having, that is letting his men go out there and fold their hands akimbo, doing nothing.
He did it in the election, during the
election. Yeah. So I think this one is just an appendage of APC.
Again.
So this other one that is coming, I try to Google this individual to see her pedigree. But for the fact that I respect women a lot, and she is from Edo State, so let us see what she brings to the table. Well, because Edo State cannot continue the way it is today. No.
No.
So if the police actually want to do their job, let them do their job, and these people can be. We all know them. We know these individuals.
Just a handful.
So I think they have to be. The police have to be a little bit high-handed in order to ensure that these people. I mean, there is no one single individual that can fight the state apparatus. So if they really come and stand as a neutral body and they say we want to wipe out all these people, I don't think it won't take more than a day, because the constitution is behind them. And I mean, it shouldn't take more than a day. And let me say something quickly. All these people that are causing all this mayhem, do you think if they were PDP that they will not be apprehended? They will be apprehended instantly.
Immediately.
Yeah. If the chairman of the tribunal, asset recovery tribunal, is it at the tribunal that you are going to recover your asset? Go to your office and work from your office and recover whatever asset that you are looking for.
Yes.
So he has no business. So with this marriage of Philip Shaibu and Oshomole and Danobi and this Mbesa, what's his name? Tenebe and all these people. So when you see all this, look at all this, look at their pedigree. So I think I'm not really, it's a good idea, but I'm not for moving that tribunal out.
Yeah.
Because we might take it to another state and you see an APC state.
But
so
we need to deal with this
leave it in those states and let the police do their job.
We need to deal with this.
Yeah, let the police do their jobs. A worst case scenario, they might bring in the military to wipe these people out.
This morning I did reliably informed. I was reliably informed where there was another set of I think police people, forces that came. They sent them away. So my thinking is, how many, if you can bring 35,000 policemen to man the election, why are the judges not protected? Why is the court premises not protected?
I think everyone. There's something here. You remember there was some time ago I talked about enlightened despotism. See, that's the system of administration way back in the feudal times and all that. If we rely on this police commissioner sitting in his office or her office and sending one or two people, we know Nigeria, we're all Nigerians. These people will take some egunje. Okay, we will allow it a little, just embarrass them. Want to not keep them.
Forgetting that this is their own thing.
Exactly. So every day that the tribunal, because this is something that is very important, every day that the tribunal is going on, let the police commissioner come with his men to the court. And who is that person that is going to come through?
Exactly.
There'll be nobody, because the police commissioner we have now, to a large extent, is complicit. So this is part of this whole shenanigans. Like Betokun brought this individual in to come and do what they are supposed to do, but unfortunately it's lasting very long. Then it's time for the police to wake up and say, this is our job and we have to do our job.
The grandfather of the house. Daddy first us and once we always alone. Don't want her. But that is like, oh, what with you. Now the echo, where you read that.
Okay. He said, you cannot be bigger than what you think. If you think you are generous enough and you buy a car for someone who is destined to own nothing more than a bicycle, before you know it, he will reduce the car out of maintenance to the value of a bicycle. APC and Ubewolo, what do you expect? Dress a pig in a white damask lace. He will swim in the mud. Mr. Wansia. Right.
Why you let the
Hey, Matano.
Almost like God bless you, sir. Why thank you so much. My people, this is what we have right now. I'm going to let a part of the finish this statement for me because mine is echoing. My like, no, allow, let's just come together and push ourselves forward. I salute his courage, sir. I salute his courage. I salute his tenacity, his resilience. Because imagine him has to go through on Adima things. I salute him, I salute everyone around you. The intimidation these guys are going through, they have faced in the hands of these non-stakeholders is unmatched.
Going by what Mr. Wansia has actually said, you see, honestly speaking, I was thinking if Nigeria were to be that country where when people will look at you and say, this is your worth. I was thinking that Obaseki should have been nominated to be a vice presidential candidate in the PDP. He did excellently well. So I'm going to mention about 3 people. These are people who are ready for prime time. People who are thinking of tomorrow, probably they want to be president somewhere. I thought about Obaseki in that light. Governor Chukwuma Soludo, when you look at his activities, though he's a little bit too
high-handed.
Yeah, maybe high-handed, and I call it youthful exuberance or his power, I don't know. But I look at him as that individual that is looking ahead. These are people who don't want to stop as a governor. They are thinking of something in the future. I look at Aswin Godalo, though he has not been a governor yet. I look at him that these are people, when they come to power, they will do well, and they will be thinking about playing at the national stage. When you look at Oshomole, Shomole can only think about playing at best, a lawmaker, call his colleagues together. Tissues of lies are woven together. Yeah, tissues of lies are woven together and trying to fool somebody. Who is going to vote for Oshomole as a president? Nobody. When you look at Okpebolo, you see, Okpebolo, you have been dressed like a king. You are governor of a state. Within 2 months, you've not done anything to begin to improve your stock. So tomorrow, are you going to be a minister of the Federal Republic? The answer is no.
Like this.
And APC cannot remain at the helm in Nigeria for too long. Even when PDP was boasting about 65 years or so. But they didn't, didn't happen. So I don't think that these are individuals that are really serious in playing at a big stage. I think this is their biggest stage, and they want to go to the mud and mess up the whole thing. By the time the tribunal tells them to go home, then they quietly go home. It's like sunset. You don't hear of them anymore. And at that time, they may have amassed a lot of wealth, stolen wealth, to content them for, a very short period of time.
Thank you, sir. Sonny said, the heart of these lawyers and tribunal judges are in the hands of God Almighty. Same thing I just said. They need a lot of prayer. They are human beings. They are human beings, but they are facing a lot of brick wall, a lot of intimidation, harassment. So the extent, I don't even, when these lawyers move home, some will be very willing to come back alive. With that gunshot that day, so many will be trying to come back. Where we might be so why because he just did this. So their lives are at risk. This is not democracy that we are going through. It's so painful. And I keep saying it. When Oshomole was looking for his own mandate, he sought redress in court, he got it. Nobody humiliated Oshomole. He got it in peace and he came to power. Now somebody else now is seeking redress, but when now, oh my goodness. Wallah, thank you. And let's see. I will just imagine the state police. Just imagine the state police with someone like Monday as governor and the APC chairman. Can we imagine what our state would be like? Okay, now that's wrong. Is even better than what we are going through. What is it?
Look at Osarieme Osumbo. Osarieme Osumbo came and for some time now. Here, Professor Osarieme Osumbo, the former governor of Edo State. He wanted to, because within that short period of time,
he did something.
He did something. That's why he had the impetus to come back and say, I want to still vie for this position. Tomorrow, this individual is not thinking about himself. When Oshomole asked Monday, Bebulu, not born on Monday, to jump, he tells Oshomole, how high? Yeah, how high do you want me to jump?
I don't know.
When you have this 2G being controlled by a puppeteer, so it's not going to work. You have some Agberu people coming. Okay, you tell me, those people that were in court yesterday, of what business do they really have any business to do in court? The private security people were there to protect an individual.
Yes, because Nigerian police are no longer being trusted.
So we didn't see the likes of Monuk Bewulu there. You want to come, you come with the state police. So if you are the chairman of a political party, you call yourself Jared Tinubu, an adult that has no brain in his head. If you want, worst case scenario, because you are a chairman of a political party, that's a big office. He's not the only one that has occupied there. We saw Kone Imose. Yeah, we saw. You get one SSS, police officer, whatever, and that's your security details. That's okay. So when we see all these people, I don't understand what position. If you are a chairman of asset recovery, go and sit in your office and recover assets. You should be dealing with the court that John has government property. And the process, you're dealing with the court and lawyers on how to recover those assets. Not going out there, hey, like barbarians. I watched a program. Yeah, I love documentary to a large extent. So these people, they are somewhere in East Africa. They are farmers, native hunters. So they go and hunt, and you see them shouting while they're going on hunting and all that. So we cannot have that in the open space of Edo State. Of course not. Just imagine, for example, if you and I were to visit Edo State, we're going home, and we hear some gunshot. What is that? In the broad daylight, in a court premise? We have a lot. We have a lot of potentials. Yeah, we have a lot of potentials. If Mr. Ewansia, if you and I, we go to Nigeria, you spend $1,000 in Nigeria. That money was not made there. You spend 1,000, I spend 1,000. Some other friends and all that. We go there because it's conducive. It's a conducive environment to spend. How are the Caribbeans making their money? Through tourism. The number of people we have abroad can come home. When we come home, this money was not made there. We come and spend some few, whatever we have, empower our brothers and sisters and so on. Then the economy of Edo State will be growing. But when people are running crazy around the city. Today they strike, they are blocking the road, vehicles, no vehicular movement, and on and on and on. Is this how to build a state?
Would you go there and invest right now?
Of course not. Absolutely. Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, my people. We're almost at the end of our show, and we're still saying the same thing. Let's keep praying for us. We didn't know it was going to take this twist, but in a way, let's keep praying for us. I don't know if I can ever be patient like that. That man, he want to come for arrest. Oh my God, I don't know what's going through his mind. What kind of animals are these? Baboon.
Yeah. Some people are very, very patient.
I think he's more patient than others.
Yeah. Do you let me just say one small little thing here, just for our viewers of this. You know when Gowon was the head of state of Nigeria, he trusted one individual so much, and that person was Joe Gaba. Joe Gaba was from his town. If you Google it, you know that Gowon was from Langtang, a tribe called Langtang people. It's like we have Edo people. So Joe Gaba was also from Langtang. So he was his chief security officer and all that. Do you know that it's the same Joe Gaba that went to OBJ and Mutala Muhammad and said, "Muna komo." Yeah, you know. So something like that. So when just way of throw that aside. So when we have all these people that are doing all these things around us, there are so many of them. They are not happy, but they pretend to be with them, but they are actually not with them.
Yeah, not happy.
And it's not all of them that are happy. It's not all of them.
Because
Exactly.
They want to build mansions. They want to live that in affluence. They want to live in affluence. So whatever you feel up to anything, whether the property whether they put out anything. So family and that is not what you do when you are for the people. It's not about you. It's about governance. I don't understand. Also, what's the name is mandate? Thank you. Blue shine. Away no se go buy West. And now from Caribbean come.
No, I've been we are doing you. Oh, we are doing you now.
I was going to just point out something just now before I forgot. Who made that statement? Hey, Papa Antonio. Oh, well, Shomole did not, ordinarily, Shomole does not deserve to be governor of the state. Yes, we all know that. I think Upper Secretary at that time saw that, not just Robium, president.
Yes.
So they all thought they didn't know the inner part of Oshomole where he has always been a traitor. So as they jump, they talk now, they're taking a better person. Then they bring up. If not, now what do we do the governor by himself? And they didn't know, like what that guy said, power corrupt. Power
absolutely.
Absolute power corrupt.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Lord something. Somebody said it just now. We didn't know how. When you want to test a man, give him money.
Exactly.
Also, now someone that came from a very humble background is now, putting, trying to eat Rotunga of the whole world, not even of Edo State anymore. So my only message that I'm sending to this non-stickators, EPA, Oshomole's son right now is holding a pen in the office as a commissioner of health, while they are empowered with guns. They have no future. But Oshomole's son is going from one level to the other. So if you have brain, or if you have something called medulla oblongata, Oshomole's son is holding a pen and writing, going forward, going higher. Whether you have a position or not, so they're giving it to him. But you, as an actor, what do they give you? Gun to empower you. Okay. I read my case.
We look at these people. Today you see, because I feel that they are not worth me mentioning their names in this platform.
They're not themselves.
When you look at it, so when these people, they were not educated in any way or form.
Yeah.
So they didn't go to school.
Education is scam.
But if it is a scam, we have a young man who is a commissioner in this administration,
Yeah, Moses.
they that is claiming that school is a scam, they are saying we would take laws into our hands.
We resort to self-help. Make it not
Yeah, yeah. He wants to resort to that. According to him, he wants to resort to self-help. So look at all this group of people and all that, and I still don't understand. I still don't understand why Agbero has not been completely eradicated in Edo State.
Oh,
because
he tried.
Yes, he tried. He tried. Yes.
He done become a tragedy.
Yes.
He did. Or what here?
Yeah.
They were kept at bay.
Yes.
Jerry. On your he kept them at bay. He tried.
I agree with you. He
to continue.
I predicted this long time ago that Edo State need a full circle of 16 years to a large extent to keep these people. Yes, because Obaseki is 8 years, then another 8 years. You see some of these people that are talking and they become too old.
Another 8 years.
Yeah. So when we have it consecutively for a longer period of time like that, these people become old and they will understand that yes, school pays. This brigandage does not pay. So I think that would be another way of getting rid of it. And I pray that Aswan Ighodalo wins in court. And
I bet this statement out is a long one.
Okay. The situation that is going on in Edo State, Benin Kingdom is mostly attributed to the role of the Oba. Oba played and supported APC. Oshomole, INEC, Tinubu, because Obaseki dismantled Godfatherism.
Exactly.
Yes. You see, so I rest my case there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Sani. Thank you. And how do I well, let me ask.
Okay. Yeah. Please let me ask Jared if Shaibu has returned his stolen watch. Ushomole, Philip Shaibu, and Jared are all in a marriage of convenience. Very true. Very true.
Exactly.
Very true. Yeah.
They cannot eat in each other's table.
No.
It's a marriage of convenience. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
that man has chromosome 21.
Yeah,
so yeah.
When I see your look, I will know. Maybe because of like I don't even want to see his face. Also,
watch his countenance. When you watch his countenance, something is not right.
Anybody that is not in agreement, you go and name.
Yeah.
The government of Agbero on top of the Agbero with the Agbero.
Exactly.
Outside of the Agbero.
No, this is not governance. This is not governance.
Not sustainable.
No.
I will continue to say it. It's not sustainable.
No.
This is not sustainable. With human beings, you can go and live with baboons and do this. But with human beings, no, it is not sustainable.
No, it's not.
It's very painful because Monday has been there 2 months. It looks like 20 years. When they deteriorate, it looks like it's been there for like more than 2-4 years now. So the extent members never even strike.
Yeah. Honestly, the past 8 years of Obaseki has been really. We saw in history there was there's one word. It says Pax Romana. You see, he said the peace of Rome is in progress. So you could relate that to Edo State. The peace of Edo State was in progress. We saw, go to places like Uronigbe and saw the rubber plantation. In 1972, Indonesia came to Nigeria. Not only Nigeria, they came to Edo State and they took palm kernel from us and they took rubber seed from us. Today, someone should Google and see how many billions of dollars that they are making from palm kernel and rubber plantation. Those latex rubber. Yeah. So that will relate to the
people that are boring,
to the vision, to the vision of Obaseki, thinking far. Today, most tires, a lot of tires, they get some chemicals from crude oil, through crude oil, and they make tires. Very few tires have some latex rubber, like Michelin, Goodyear, and one other one. Other ones, that's why they are the most expensive tires out there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of future in investing in
rubber.
In rubber. Yes,
yeah,
in rubber, in palm kernel.
Yeah.
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 How will you be able to do it? Yeah. Mr. Anthony Ajibola Omori, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Okay.
God bless you, my brother.
Wawesi. Wawesi, I want to thank every one of you.
And thank you guys. I see some new names that I haven't seen before, but most of you guys you're my oldies. Now the new names to subscribe and also like that. Whenever you do make us see whether this expo will work. Next to my phone. How many likes I get? More than like now before we go. Allow.
Yeah.
Like so that you can recognize this program. Okay.
I was thinking when this governor came into power. You know what I was thinking in my mind? I was thinking, because it's an APC government, I thought that this governor would be able to, first thing to do is to say, okay, fine, this modular refinery, how do we get crude oil to this modular refinery and let that refinery begin to work for the people of Edo?
Okay, when you mentioned it, I know what you're talking about, because they blocked every way for Obaseki.
Yes.
Okay, like an APC guy. But it doesn't go that length. It's too, you give me so much time.
If Monday should begin to think about it, that's governance. And another thing, my advice to those people, to our politicians, is that, you see, we should refrain from using politics to attain our economic goal. We should refrain from that idea of using politics to attain our economic goals, because the whole idea of politicking is to make the society a better place. It's not supposed to be a business enterprise.
That is what you think.
Someone has to, yeah. I was somewhere in Benin City one day, and I met someone who was running for office some time ago, up to about 8 years now. I wanted to interact with him, and I asked him, how are you? He wants to run for an office. I said, how many registered voters are in your constituency? He was looking at me. But we're all human beings. Everyone is yearning for a better place to live in. So you don't know the number of people that are registered, but you say you want to run for an office. So all these our politicians, they have no clue. They don't have any clue of what they intend to do. Before you start running for an office, you have to have an idea of, this is what I intend to do. So when you begin to have this at the back of your mind, this is what I intend to do, then you start working towards it. But these people, what they intend to do is, okay, I'll be able to buy a house in Canada, in UK, in Australia, in the US, and all that. That's what they have at the back of their mind. They have no plan for the people of Edo State. That woman that goes to shade her gari and rice or beans at the at Oba Market, on the side of Oba Market, or New Benin Market, or one other small market somewhere. These are the people of Edo State. We have to think about them. What, see, this is how you start. You don't start thinking of, okay, if I'm the governor of Edo State, the permanent secretary. No, these are people who are already making money. Even if sometimes a bag of rice is 200, 300,000, these people can afford it. So you have to start thinking of, okay, the common man in the street is traveling from Sapele Road to Ring Road. So what policies should I put in place to enable this person pay the minimum amount of money?
Oh,
or look at it, for example, in Edo State, we don't have bus stops. No, since I was born, we don't have bus stops. Just stand anywhere and be here. So there are so many reforms. They are angry about MOU. You see, when people come together and brainstorm, they come with answers.
Okay.
When these people are just running up and down, thinking about, we will resort to self-help. We will resort in this modern age. It's a shame. That individual should be ashamed of himself. I should not allow the children, his or her children, to see those videos where he is talking about he wants to resort to self-help.
Yeah. Most of them go into politics to make money. And then one number. When most of them go into politics to make money, yeah, they still have economic upliftment. I mean, that's why, because they don't have no ideas. I want to go so that I can destroy my father's house and build a new one. I want to go there so that I can buy more to Guinea. They have nothing else. It's just for their own personal advisement.
Exactly. But how to buy one car or two cars and stuff like that. Look at Philip.
He doesn't like to mention his name. That's why he knows.
Yeah. Look at Philip Shaibu. Obiogwe. He eventually ended up as national student, whatever. Came back to Edo State House of Assembly. From Edo State House of Assembly, National Assembly, became deputy governor. When you left office, you were going out there hiding cars, keeping cars to yourself. This kleptomania mentality.
It is in my
I was if you know, there's a popular place. Yeah, I wanted to go and buy. I want to buy some wine. I want to give it to an individual as a gift, something. So opposite PZ Road, there's a gas station. So I went into that gas station. They told me, I don't know. They just told me, if you go to there's a supermarket inside, you can get some very good wine and all that. Okay. And the advice, okay, we went over there. So we got there, we were buying wine. They were saying how much and all that. The next, I saw a whole lot of police officers. They came. It was in the evening, about that 4:30, 5 o'clock. So a lot of police officers just came around. So I was asking the person beside me, say, who are these guys? They say, that's a deputy governor's wife. They were pointing to her. She came to collect money from all the filling station and stuff like that. The first thing that came across my mind,
Philip.
Yeah, Philip Shaibu. So the next thing that came across my mind is that, deputy governor's wife coming to collect money. This is a private enterprise, private business, and we are using state security apparatus to protect you at this time. So is this the kind of democracy? These people have no clue what democracy is all about. Part of the tenet of democracy is accountability. You have to be accountable.
See, this is why we should not lower the bar for candidates. This is tree cancer. Blue color. If you don't want that blue color, don't even plant it in your house. Don't. This is why we must not lower the bar for candidates. Candidates are there. I make sure what they're in.
Exactly.
Anyhow, because you want to be a puppeteer, so you pick up a candidate in order to exclude you. No. This is why, number one, we should not feed in those type of candidates. No matter okay,
Exactly.
yes. Not only election right from the beginning, market to every Monday. He's walking on top of his head.
Well, we no ballet do we be
Not be English. Which language did they do? Why 38 years? Not be English. Which one is our best our
official language
for Nigeria? Not be English.
How's this on here?
Yes. I'm not even okay, the new by Monday that was not born on Monday. Now I'm going to our women not be English you want to. What about I tell you? Yeah, because in the house, I have to okay.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, bless God.
Let's see, you're asking the question. We're almost rounding up, guys.
Okay.
Oh, well, let's not ask ourselves. What was Monday thinking when he decided to contest?
Yeah, you see, I'm not in his mind. I can only postulate. You see, he won election. He contested to be governor, to be senator in Eastern Central, in Edo Central, and he was elected. It was more or less like it was the rejection of Senator Clifford Odia that made him to win. So it is not because the Edo Central people, the Esan people, thought that Mondo Bebolo was good or he has done something good. No, because there was resentment. If you look at Buhari won election because a lot of people in Nigeria resented the activities of some individuals in the cabinet of Jonathan. Then it became a sympathy vote for Buhari. So exactly the same thing happened to Mondo Bebolo. The Esan people did not outrightly, in their wisdom, thought that this is the candidate.
No.
It was a resentment of Senator Clifford Odia. Then now, this time around, it was trial luck.
Okay.
And that same trial luck, some people, and look, Edo wa Bobo not be on one. That's Obaseki opened that way, sold the idea to the whole people in Edo that Edo State stands on a tripod.
Yes.
Therefore, it is time. Yeah, it is time for an Esan person to become governor of Edo State. So it was Obaseki that opened up that space for an Esan. Yes. So that's individual. Yeah, that individual that opened that space became his enemy. So, and again, once Izeyamu felt that he was being pushed out of the game, then he threw his support behind Mondo Bebolo, as against that of Dennis.
Yeah.
So today here he is. He has no idea of what he should do with power. He has no idea. No. Claire, no idea. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just maybe take some money, put in his pocket, and next day, and he walks away. He can buy himself a big place in somewhere in the world. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you, my people. Let me treat my brother. Clarence. I look forward to your program every weekend. you so much. Wesley, please share it. We've come to the end of the show. We've come to the end. So I encourage you guys. Love you. I urge you guys. No, Babe, have fun. No, Babe, happy time of fun. And I go fun. Babe, go on. Babe, so go and go. I die. If you are watching, and then I'm not big baby. Eh? Who wants to talk? Oh, yeah, what do you do? Then I'll be on the standby. I love to see somebody come here. Because if you look at my comment section, these are brave, these are people who feel for other people. We don't so we are very, very accommodating. But who are saying I will tell Henry to beat you. Henry is there to man this section for me. Thank you so much. We want to sing to honor our actor today. It will not be the PDP song before we leave. Guys, are you in agreement? We want to sing to honor our actor today. And again, if you want to give us, keep reminding you, at the very end button there, down by your right, or wherever, are you coming to give? You want to give this platform in my app, subscribe. You are so welcome. It doesn't matter how much the intent, the thought, or matter there. You are so welcome. Put whatever you want to put there just to support area member and obey. On this platform, we pay to bring you. We pay to subscribe to this channel, the Mandona website. Okay, so if you want to, please do it, and you'll be blessed. Austin, do you want to come on next time? Oh yes. What are you saying yesterday before we go? Education, not scam. There's something that Clarence is saying. Like, we'll get there when you want minister. Yeah, the Clarence guy, a new.
Clarence. So now my friend at Harry, our class prefect here, Abi.
Yes, nice. Wow, many PDP local government councillor.
Yeah.
Every boy, I know what is
That's cool. That's cool. Henry's our class prefect. Okay, yeah. That's good.
Or monitor.
That's cool. Yeah.
I don't know what we need to put either or monitor. I wanted to make you guys laugh. We must get clarifying now. Clarence, did you have more information about this? Where we came to Benin, so it was facilitated by the team to further assist in chasing PDP ground. Okay.
What's the meaning of that Campbell?
I think it's the CP that is talking about.
Okay, a new CP was posted a few days back. She's a Benin lady. Yeah. Her coming to Benin was facilitated by their king to further assist in chasing PDP ground. Shame. You see, a lot of time, if you've heard a lot of our governors say we are the chief security officer of the state without actually being the chief security.
Oh, Clarence from the Soka family.
Yeah, the police commissioner in every state is directly under the Inspector General of Police. Directly under Inspector General of Police. That's how it is in the Constitution. And also, the Inspector General of Police is directly under the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that's the chain of command. So I don't think, because if you look at it like we have spoken about in this program, just hurry it up. Remember that it was the IG, Betokun came to Benin City, distorted the peace and progress and security in Edo State, and brought in his own stooge and that's how it's been working. So definitely, that's part of those things that we, someone like me, that I'm always against that. We need to devolve powers. Nigeria, if we really want to stay as a country, a federated country, a federation, then we need to devolve power. This idea of Inspector General of Police, our Commissioner of Police taking instructions from IG taking instruction from the President, that is not the best way to go. So if we have a federal police, for example, federal police that might be in charge of investigation of crimes and certain things, that's okay. But when it comes to day-to-day policing of our society, it should be in the state. That's on the long run. But for now, I do not think that our Commissioner of Police will take instructions from any individual in the states where they are in.
But
except the governor. Yeah.
What is she going to get from Abuja?
Yeah, except the
what
governor.
Will say? Is it not anything to make it go up?
And PDP cannot be driven. I'm not a PDP member. No political party can be driven underground. I said it on this program one day.
No, I mean, it's not to like punish, to make PDP vanish. And no, relegate
to the background.
Yeah,
relegate it to the background.
Relegating. I think that's the word.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't know tomorrow. We don't know tomorrow. It was somewhere in 1982, I remember. We heard on the radio one morning and said, Joshua Animel Dongoyaro, blah, 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 blah. The rest is history. Constitution was suspended. Yeah. So we don't know tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Asking Okwevolo to provide security is too much for him. He's too dumb.
Eric is saying the audio is mute.
I give you too much assignment. Where all the TK modular refinery. Where they it's very, very sometimes it get me annoyed. There's people that went to this school, but the school did not go through you.
Exactly.
You just behave like another swag baby. You know, it's not funny. I think I called you all. Let's play this song for us so that we can be on the move.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah. Okay, let's play this song. I'm looking for it. Somebody left. Let's see. Clarence, I'm just looking. So let's see what's going on. Wow. And they were so loud. Why am I like it? Who locked them and I go do that is too big, I can't do it.
Yeah.
That is too much. Okay, so I'm playing. Wow, thank you.
If you not be men we sabi, we no go vote any other person. We no go vote. If you not be PDP, we no go vote any other party. We no go vote. That's why you go down low, man we sabi. Your bata of them all. Now him go lead us to the promised land. That's why you go down low for governor. Okay, na correct man we sabi. Deputy material 1 million yards. He go follow lead us to the promised land. With Asway Odalu, he sure for us.
Forward ever go. If Asway there we go prosper. Alagodaho we know they go back. Asway Odalu for governor. Forward ever go.
Mama,
if Asway there we go prosper. Alagodaho we know they go back. Asway Odalu for governor.
Sure you go vote for PDP.
Oh yes.
PDP.
Oh yes. Poverty go down low. For integrity, business go better. Put food on table. He go better mama. He go better papa. He go better pikin. For better road. Forward ever and go. Reverse where they we go prosper. Allah go down, we know they go back. That's why he go down low for governor. Forward ever and go. Reverse where they we go prosper. Allah go down, we know they go back. That's why he go down low for governor. Forward ever and go. Reverse where they we go prosper. Allah go down, we know they go back. That's why he go down low for governor.
Thank you too much.
If he not be men we sabi, we no go vote any other person. We no go vote. If he not be PDP, we no go vote any other party. We no go vote. That's why you go down low, man we sabi. Your better of them all.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
We're concerned that those indigenous in Canada stand behind activists and of course, we stand behind visionaries, people with ideas. Yes. Ask them for government. Okay, for them. When you go to bed, pray. Let's go, Clarence. I've been dancing to work, but you don't hear him or pray. That's pretend. Thank you, guys. We gotta go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daddy.
God bless everybody. See you
sometime.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll be here next week, and I have short videos you haven't watched. Thank you, guys.
Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria.